Okay guys, we're gonna do our quick recap of today's trades. Today we traded three stocks: SINT, FRAN, and UONE. Let's see, so we'll jump into the 5-minute chart so we can take a look at the trades, actually what we're looking at pre-market. So here we can see that it had made a move from $1 up to a high of $3, pulled back, and then it broke that high, made a move higher up to 370, and then it pulled back, broke VWAP to the downside. It bounced here and then broke VWAP to the upside. So a kind of like a random level to watch, definitely up here at 370. But another point we had in mind was down here, that pivot point 305. So if we could break that 305 level, we could see 370. So we were watching that. We'll jump into the 1-minute chart and we'll see in better detail. So right before the market opened, it hit a high of 276, and it was just kind of tapping this level 276. It was just consolidating here. Well, out of the gates, it opened at 270, and then it actually opened. I'm not sure why this candle is showing this level. It opened higher than that. It opened around 288, and okay, so it opened at around 288, and then it hit a high of like 90. Well, it hit 288, and I had put out a limit order to buy around 282. I got filled around 282. It hit a high of 290. I did not take any profit up there. I was thinking they were going to get a break of 3, so I was just kind of holding it, and I saw that it was not breaking that level. It was hitting that resistance up there, so I threw my order to sell on the ask. I ended up getting filled like 1 cent above my entry, so it was a 1 cent profit trade, which is better than a loss because this thing came all the way down to 259. Of course, it bounced back up, but by then I was already out. That was my only trade on SINT. It was not clean at all. Let's see, the next trade that we took was on UONE. This stock was a dip buy. It worked pretty well. Let's see, we'll jump into the 1-minute chart so we can see it in better detail. And we'll break down this trade. Okay, so here we had hit a high of $31 pre-market, and then it flushed right out of the gates. It started flushing. It broke the support level of 29.20. It flushed hard, and then here it was just consolidating. And so I seen how hard it flushed, so I decided to jump in on the next flush. So on this one, it went from 26.40 down to 23.50, low of 23.50. Well, I ended up getting filled around 23.55, and I sold up here at $4. So like a 50-cent move on that break. Of course, I could have held it longer for the bigger move. If I would have, I got in at 23.50. If I would have held and sold at 25.30, that would have been a $2 per share move. Very nice. But on the level 2, I was showing resistance, and it was a little bit hard to get filled on the ask on this trade. So I decided to take my profit and bail out of the trade. Cannot complain. It's a 50-cent winner. Let's see if we took any more trades on this one. That was it on UONE. Then the last trade that we took, the last stock that we traded was FRAN, and we traded this one. It looks like 2 times. So we'll jump in here on the 1-minute chart. So it was trading around 350, and it was just kind of grinding up. It had very low volume. This one was kind of strange because it had low volume, so it wasn't moving very fast. It was trading around 100,000 shares, and it was just kind of, it would pop up and just slow down, then pop up and slow down. Finally here it started gaining momentum. It made a move from 475 up to 525, halted going up, made a move up to a high of 750. So here it started really moving. the place where I jumped in at was after the second halt. It halted at 6:57 for 5 minutes. Out of the resumption, I jumped in. I jumped in around six. What was it? Okay, so after the resumption, it resumed at 6:89. It hit a high of 750. It pulled back, and then on the flush is whenever I jumped in. It flushed down to 6:55. As I saw that it was coming back up, I jumped in on the bid, and I got filled. Very nice entry around 68, and sold up here around 715, 720. So nice gain on that trade. I was holding it up to 750, but I did not take any profit up here. I saw the halt level approaching, so I decided to hold it for a potential halt. It did not halt, so as it came down, I decided to sell and take the profit, and that was the right move because as you can see, it came down to a halt going down. So it halted down at 614, and then on this trade, I was like, okay, well, this is it's pretty extended on the downside, so I'm gonna jump in for a bounce up. So halted at 614, it resumed at 605. On the move back up, I jumped in around this level, 610, sold up around 625. So 10-15 cent profit on that trade. Thought we were going to see a bigger move, but that was not the case, although it was a nice little decent uh, trade, nice little win. So today the momentum was a little bit shifted to the bear side. It wasn't as clean as it has been the days before. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the shift in momentum for the days to come. So that's something to keep an eye on. We do know that the gap and go setup did not work on SINT, so that is something to be aware of. The dip bars, they continue to work, but not as clean. So, alright guys, so that's it. Any questions, just let me know. Thanks.